Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 351, and I am your host, Tony A. the Wizard. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and jump right into some announcements. I have two flyers, two shows that I want to promote. Let you guys know if you guys are in the area, maybe you guys might want to stop by. To my right, as Jedi puts up the flyers, we have one at the state line at Buffalo Bills, if I'm correct. That one is going to be October 19th, if I'm correct. And the one to my left, that one will be November 30th here at the Peacock Theater. Make sure you guys get your tickets because both of these shows will be sold out. So make sure you guys get your tickets. So other than that, I'll constantly be promoting this on my community, and whenever I have more local shows, I'll promote them. So you guys maybe want to drop by and check out the show. Other than that, I also want to promote our members only, so if we can put that on the screen. I've been dropping content weekly. All these shows that I've been promoting I'll be recording myself, and I'll be putting it on my members only. You guys will receive exclusive content that nobody else will. For those of you guys that have DM'd me and said, I don't want to pay for that, bro, it's only $5 a month, okay? And if you can't afford $5, bro, it's sorry that you could pay these high gas prices and these high coffee prices at Starbucks, but you guys complain about $5 a month. But anyways, I'll be dropping more content this week. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce an artist that I just recently got introduced to, and I want to give a shout out to Gold Toes for making the connection. This little gentleman is self-taught artist when it comes to playing the drums, playing the piano, playing the guitar, playing the bass, etc. And just a little while ago, we were actually talking drum machines. He's only 10 years old. So I was very intrigued, and he said, Tony, you got to have him on. I said, bring him on. After this show, I'm only going to have 2 more shows, and then it's a wrap. Okay. So without further ado, we'll get into that later. Please allow me to introduce all the way from San Antonio, Texas, Little Comic. How you doing, Little Comic?
I've been doing amazing. Thanks for having me.
You know what? So did I get it right? Are you from San Antonio?
Yes.
Now, born and raised?
No, I was born in McAllen, but I was raised in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. Now, how many times have you been out here to California?
Like a lot of times. Like I can't even remember how many times I've been here. Like we've went to I don't know, I think fashion shows and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, so. And then we went to Venice Beach to perform. Basically done a lot here.
Really? Now, do you ever consider talking your parents into moving out here?
Well, yeah, we have been thinking about it. Then we went to Vegas, and then it's almost like every place we're like, oh, we want to move here.
Okay. Now, what do you like about LA the most? I know you said Venice Beach. Was that your first time going, or you been there before?
First time going.
And what did you think about it?
It was pretty awesome.
Okay. And what did you like about Vegas?
I think that there was this hotel we went to, and it was a super cool thing. Basically, all of the city and stuff looked awesome. That's me personally. That's what I liked about it.
Okay. And if you had a choice, where would you move to? L.A. or Las Vegas?
Hard question, but I think Las Vegas.
Okay. And why is that? There's more to do here.
That's true. I mean, but you could drive 4 hours away. So I guess.
True. You're right. See, out here we have Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. We have Universal Studios. We have the beaches. We have everything. And I traveled a lot, but I wouldn't move anywhere else. I got friends that moved to Texas, and they love it out there, but I love California too much. So I'm staying here. But now, if I had to move somewhere for let's just say I was retiring, I probably move to Mexico.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So now tell me, how did all of this get started for you? I read your bio. And by the way, I want to ask you guys to give him a follow on Instagram. Let's build up his following. I read in your bio that you're a self-taught musician, drums, guitar. When did all of that start for you?
So for me, when I was like 2 years old, I started tapping on couches, beds, tables, and stuff. And my parents noticed this. They got me a drum set, and then I started singing to Beatles songs and stuff like that. And even though I could well, I didn't even like talk at all. So even though I didn't even talk at all, I could still sing. So yeah, and then really from there it just skyrocketed. Then I said, "Oh, I want to be a bass player," and then before that, I said, "Oh, I want a piano. Can I mess with the piano and stuff like that?" So yeah, that's really just how it
So
taken
it
off.
started off with drums. Now, did you just get the sticks and boom, bang, boom?
Yeah, like it kind of like the days when I was still tapping on tables and stuff. I don't know how this happened. I think it's a gift from God, in my opinion. But I just knew where the symbols were, even though there was
Really?
literally zero symbols. It was literally just a table, right?
Wow.
So
Okay.
from there, I just kind of knew what to hit.
Okay. So what instrument came next after drums?
I think it was piano,
Okay.
and I think after that it was bass, and my
And when you say bass, you're talking about boom, 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 a
yeah,
bass guitar, correct?
bass guitar, yeah.
Wow.
And then like, well, my dad was like a good guitar player, so
Okay.
he wanted me to play guitar the most. He kept pushing me and pushing me, and I was like, I'm a bass player, and yeah, it was pretty funny in that moment.
Right.
But I still learned somehow, and even though it's my least favorite instrument,
Okay.
I still like it. Like it sounds good and stuff like that.
And this is the lead guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And,
actually, I think it was like acoustic guitar or something.
okay, but you like the bass better?
Yeah.
And why is that? Well, why bass? Because I would think that you could do a lot more with an acoustic or a lead guitar than you would with bass. So how so? Like what made you like bass more?
Well, it was like funky, groovy, and stuff like that, and you could really do a lot on the bass, uh, like Thundercat. Like he's awesome at the bass. So
Okay. Okay. So you had drums, bass, you had an acoustic guitar, and then it's oh no, you mentioned keyboards. Anything else that I missed?
did you say bass?
Yes. We said drums, piano, bass, acoustic guitar.
I think that's good.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think I have like a few extras,
Okay.
like the glockenspiel. I think that's how you pronounce it, and then the bongos, and that would really set the tone for everything.
Really, really. Okay. So now, at which one do you think you're the best at? Like, if you had to say, I'm best at drums, or I'm best on the bass, or which one would you say?
Probably piano.
Really? Okay. And now, did that come naturally, or did you have did you start playing notes by yourself? Did you hear a song and then just started trying to find out which notes they were?
So for some reason, it was kind of just like a discovery.
Okay.
So I noticed like, hey, I'm only putting notes on the piano.
Uh huh.
There was really nothing like that sounded too great. So I just said, what if I put two fingers on the piano, and that sounded amazing. Then let's go three, then let's go four, and stuff like that. And it kept going on and on. And I guess that's how I got good at piano.
Uh
Is
huh.
just discovering more things.
Do you hear music in your head and then put it together here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hum like notes and stuff, and then I lay it out in my digital audio workstation.
Okay, okay, yeah, we'll definitely get to that now. As far as your workstation. Now, as far as like drums, piano, and every other instrument that you played, um, you said your father was played guitar, correct?
Yeah.
Did he play any other instruments? I mean, do you have other family members that are musicians?
I'm pretty sure he just played guitar, but then after uh like I played the bass and stuff, he started picking up bass. So
Okay. Now you're 10 years old. You're still growing up with them. What type of music does your family play when you guys are home? Like, I know you're 10, but let's just say when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, what were you hearing at home?
Rock music.
Rock music? Can you give me some bands? Do you recall some of the bands?
Like Motley Crue, Rat, and the Beatles.
Rat and the Beatles. I haven't heard Rat in a long time.
Yeah, my favorite rock band, if you would even like call that a rock band today, is the Beatles.
Okay.
They were just part of a simple time, and I guess that's what made it so good. I don't really like those rock bands where they have the distorted guitar and stuff, and
Oh,
they go
okay.
and stuff like that. But back then I did like it. So I just my style has changed. I'm sorry.
Okay. And as far as the Beatles are concerned, uh, what are some of your favorite songs from them? Can you remember some of them?
I think Let It Be and Hey Jude was like the best ones.
Those are great songs.
Yeah.
Do you actually play those on the piano?
Well, I've actually like played like some Beatles songs like Come Together and Get Back and yeah, like and then the last one that I've ever learned was Revolution.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I do play a lot of Beatles songs on the bass.
Okay. Now on your bio it said pop artist. Okay. Do you consider yourself a singer, a rapper? What do you give people a little bit more insight of what you consider, or maybe if you can define pop artist for them?
So, I would say, yeah, I'm like strictly a singer. Now, I've rapped on one song, and I probably the last time I'll do it, but I'm not too sure. You know, I gotta give a shot at it one more time, maybe just to see how I like it. But I've always been a singer at heart. So,
Okay.
and in my opinion, like pop and like rap music is like I remember like we used to combine them. And on the next song that I'm working on right now, on Fruity Loops, I'm not sure if you heard of
Yes.
the software. Um, I'm working on just a purely pop song. That's it. Like there's no rap in it. There's just I just wanted to see what we could do with just a pop song because we've been combining pop with rap, and then before that it was just rock only.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay. Wow. Okay. So now, since as far as all these songs that you sing, do you have your own songs that are your original songs, correct? And then do you do cover songs as well?
yep.
Okay. Can you give us some of the cover songs that you do?
Like Get Back. I think I've done Revolution.
Okay.
Like all the songs I've played on bass, and then currently I've been practicing what is Benny and the Jets by Elton John, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start performing that song eventually. So yeah.
Wow. I'm very impressed so far. Now let me ask you this. So you said drums, piano, bass, um, acoustic, bongos, amongst other things that you mentioned. When did you realize, I think I can sing too?
Well, just that was like another thing. Like remember when I was talking about like drums,
Right.
and it was just it just completely started, like completely just like on my own. Nobody taught me anything. I was just started tapping on things. It was basically a gift from God. Like I was meant to do it, right? So same for singing. I just started doing it. Nobody had to tell me anything, and just started singing to those songs. So that's how the singing started.
Now, obviously, I would like to think that when you gathered up enough music together, was it your dad that said, "Son, I think we need to start recording you"? Is that how that started? Like how did the recording process start? Because obviously you're just practicing, you're learning, you're singing, but who was it that said? Was it your mom? Was it your dad that said,
It was my dad,
"Okay,
since he's the one that plays the instruments and stuff. So I think we started with like a Christmas song.
okay"? And
The,
about how
the
old were
memories
you?
are flowing. They're flowing back.
Good, good. About how old were you when you first got recorded that you can recall?
I think I was like 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like it was crazy. I mean, all of those memories like they're starting to come back.
He's saying all these memories, and he's only 10. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Now, when you heard yourself, and was this actual like a recording, or is this actual like a mic recording? When I say recording, like a camcorder, did he record you like that on his phone, or was it like through an actual studio?
Oh yeah, like when we were like if you're talking about song wise,
Yeah.
definitely on a mic, and then they would produce the music
Mm.
and stuff like that. But what really started, because like when it was like a super shocker when I started playing drums on my own without anybody telling me anything, right?
Right.
So my parents would record me, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, what is happening? Is he playing drums? Is he just having fun? Like, what's going on?" So definitely the recording on a phone definitely started first. But if you're talking music wise, definitely it's going to be on a mic.
So your dad records you, he plays it back, you listen to it. Did you like what you heard?
Yes.
Like really immediately?
Yep. Like, well, like I think like he would create the instrumentals before we would start. So I had like, it was basically a blind reaction. So when I first heard it, it was like, man, this is really good.
Okay. And when you had like, we'll just call them demos for right now. When you guys recorded these demos, do you recall if your dad showed them to friends or family members, and what were their reactions?
Um, I think I don't know if I can recall that, because what I just remember is us recording the songs and stuff like that. And that's all I would remember.
Right, right. Okay.
The very first song that
Right.
I've ever recorded.
Okay. And after that, were you encouraged to continue to record? Like, did you say, I kind of want to do this? I like it?
Yes, like it was kind of in that moment where I was like, you know what? I kind of like this, so I'm going to continue this.
Okay. Now, at that time, were any friends around where you can show them what you've been doing? And if so, what were their thoughts on your music side, you know?
Like friends?
Yeah, like, did you ever have any friends that, hey, let me show you something, and then your dad presses play, and, like, what were their thoughts?
I don't think that happened before, so.
Okay. So you pretty much kept your music privately in a sense?
Well, kinda, because I think I showed like me just playing on a snare drum,
Okay.
and then yeah, that's kind of how it happened. But
Okay. And now, as did it ever come a time where possibly recording came too much and you kind of didn't like it? I know you're only 10 years old, but you said you started when you were 4, so you've been doing this for about 6 years. Has there been a time where you kind of like a little bit like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, or do you really like it that you want to continue to go forward?
well, in my opinion, it was like so crazy listening. Like it was almost like drawing like multiple what is it, drawings,
Yeah.
and then like flipping a paper and seeing the drawing come to life.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that. We would make the music, and then there came a point where I would make the music with him. So like
Oh.
co-producing it.
Awesome.
So that was like, wow, all of these ideas are coming to life.
Right.
So there was never a moment where I was like, I have too much stuff on my plate. Can we pause this for a minute? Nothing like that.
Okay. Now I have to ask you some little kid questions because I used to be a little kid too a long time ago. Okay. When I was young, playing outside was like a big deal for us. We never wanted to do anything inside. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Google. We didn't have any of that. Google or should I say, the library was kind of our Google. Whatever we wanted to know, we had to go to the library to find out. Okay. We played outside until the street lights turned on. That we came back inside. Then a video game came out called Atari.
Oh, Atari, yeah.
Yeah.
I know all about the old video game systems and stuff like the
Okay.
Sega Genesis and stuff like that.
Okay, so now, is there a side of Little Comic that is still like that? Like there's days that maybe I don't do music, and I just go outside and play, climb a tree, I draw, I do arts and crafts, or I play video games. Is there a side of that of you?
Yes. Any free time that I have and me and my dad have, we're gonna go and play catch outside.
Awesome, like baseball catch, like or football catch.
Well, I think it's football catch.
Okay. Okay. And are you a sports guy? Do you like sports?
I've never been a sports guy. I've kind of just been like the people that play Wii Sports,
Mm.
and I mean, like that's kind of just what I had with sports. But I never really got to like see any like sports games in real life.
Okay.
And I guess like if you want to count like on the holidays, you would watch some baseball or something,
Right.
football and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Is your dad a big sports guy?
I think he is
Okay.
like boxing and stuff.
Okay. Do you know any of his favorite teams? Like if I would ask you basketball, football, baseball.
No, I kind of wasn't into that stuff. I was just kind of still tapping on the
Okay. I get it. I get it. So now, you mentioned people like Rad, and you mentioned all these other old groups, Elton John, the Beatles. Do you listen to any of the new stuff today?
Yes, and sometimes it's a little too much.
Okay.
Like I know like I've listened to Eminem. I like his stuff. But then you have some of the rappers that go on the recording and they just start mumbling, and it's just like I could do with mumble rap, but I can't deal with it all the time. Like
Right. Okay.
there's this rapper, like I think his name is like Yeet or something,
Okay.
and he's so not understandable that not even the new generation knows what he's saying. Like I think that there's like somebody made like this like website that says Twizzy Translate, and you could just put the lyrics that he says in the songs, and then it'll translate it to real words. It's that crazy. So
Wow.
so that stuff is like that's what I can't do with I just can't listen to all day. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not that type of stuff.
Do you listen to Lil Wayne?
No, but I think well, I actually like I've listened to it like once, I think.
Okay. So you like Eminem. Can you name maybe a couple of other rappers that maybe you might listen to or you think are pretty dope?
Well, I keep listening to rappers like every day, so like people like Kanye West and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like I keep finding more rappers and stuff. They keep getting more popular.
Right.
And then you have these new people that are getting even more popular by every single second.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell.
What about Drake? Are you a Drake fan?
Uh, I just listened to like one of the just the most popular song. You used to call me on the cell phone.
Okay. Okay. What about Kendrick Lamar?
Are you talking about like the beef or something?
No, I'm just saying, do you like him rapping? Like, do you think he's a good rapper?
Yeah. Now
Okay.
that like I've listened to him, and then I think that like this year, I think people started to do this this thing called like speed running,
Okay.
where they would literally like speed run making songs like or recreating songs, and it was like pretty crazy because they would recreate these popular songs, and then one of them was like Humble by Kendrick Lamar, and that's how I started getting into him.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um, Now let's talk about like, are you a Michael Jackson fan?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite Michael Jackson song? And I'll tell you mine.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. Mine's PYT. Are you familiar with that song? Pretty
Eh.
Young Thing.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's on the same Thriller album. Yeah, that Billie Jean is on. Yeah, Billie Jean is one of the greatest songs ever. You know, what artists out there, or maybe in the past, maybe they're older artists, have you think have really inspired you?
So I would just say like the old 80s rock people at the time
Okay.
of me still tapping on tables and stuff. They really inspired me. They really shaped me to become who I am today.
Really? So is that where you get the hair from?
Yep.
Is there a specific artist that you said, I like his hair, I want that?
Well, like the Nikki Sixx.
Okay.
He's like a bass player for Motley Crue, I think.
All right. All right. Now, what about the clothes? Like, where did that come from?
So that one you could just like you could throw anything like was stylish in the 80s, like Michael
Right.
Jackson and stuff like that. Like it always ties back to like the 80s and stuff like that. So
Very true.
this is just a tribute to that type of stuff. Like the rock bands, Michael Jackson and stuff like that. Like this
Yeah.
is just a tribute.
Are you a fan of Ozzy?
Ozzy, I've heard a couple songs, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Your favorite rock band, if you have one. Oh, you did mention the Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah.
Who would be
Because
second?
second, uh, can you count like the Eagles?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, then the Eagles, because I believe that like the simple ones that don't have those like crazy rock things.
Right.
And I'm just saying this from a now perspective.
Yeah.
Back then I would have liked everything that came to me. But right now that like I started listening to rap and stuff, this is the basics kind of.
Are you a fan of Elvis?
Yeah.
Did you see the Elvis movie?
Yep.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Okay, now, so I have to ask you because you're 10 years old, and even though my kids grew up with these movies, my grandkids are now watching these movies. Do you like movies like The Sandlot, remember Little Giants? Do you watch stuff like that?
I never really was into the movies type of thing.
Really?
But I'm barely starting to get into the movies, stuff like that. Like most of it was just like, can I do music? And then can I play video games? Like that type of stuff. Like
Okay.
when we would try to do something fun.
Okay.
So, I mean, right now I'm starting to get into the field of like, oh, I could watch a movie with you.
Okay. Okay. So you've never seen Stranger Things?
I've seen Stranger Things before though.
Okay. Okay. But not the actual Netflix special. I'm just trying to get an idea of what little comic likes to watch.
Well, like I said, I barely started like getting into that to the movies
Right.
and stuff like that. So right now I can't like put my finger on it. We've been watching stuff like Dumb and Dumber and stuff like that. So
Okay. What about any movies made about artists like Bohemian Rhapsody? That was the story of Freddie Mercury and Queen. Do you like movies like that, or are you familiar with any of those movies?
well, like I guess like when I was like 6 years old, I think we would watch like the Beatles movies. Like they would make
Okay.
movies about the Beatles,
Yeah.
and then they would actually come out.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this: is there any musician? It could be male or female. It could be a pop artist. It could be a rock star that you would love to meet, maybe have dinner with. Who would that be? Somebody living right now.
Pharrell?
Pharrell?
Yeah.
Okay, Pharrell. Okay, awesome. What about somebody that has already passed away, that's no longer here? Somebody that you like listening to, and you wouldn't mind if it was made somehow possible for you to sit down with them, talk to them for 1 hour, and ask them whatever you want.
John Lennon.
John Lennon. And what would that conversation be like?
About music and stuff.
Yeah. Give me some questions that you would ask John. For an example, like maybe what was your first guitar? You know, like what would you ask him if you had that opportunity? I'm trying to understand little comic young mind and where he's at musically.
What inspired you to create music? Because it is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. There's a guy, and again, I don't know if you've heard of him, but maybe you have. He's produced a lot for Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, a guy named Quincy Jones. Okay. Now, there's a documentary about him on Netflix, and it's probably my favorite music documentary. Okay. It was well put together. in the very beginning, they have Dr. Dre sitting down with them. Are you familiar who Dr. Dre is?
Yes, that's a guy that produced a lot of Eminem songs.
Yes, Eminem, 50 Cent, a lot of them. Okay. And he said that one day he grew up in the streets of Chicago. I believe he said he was 11 years old. I believe that. But regardless, he was a young man just like yourself. And he said as he was walking through a warehouse, like I guess he was just out walking around. And he went into an abandoned warehouse and he said he saw a piano. And he said this. And from that point on, my life changed forever. I would like to ask him what exactly happened in that warehouse. Did you go up to that piano and play it and knew immediately?
Like did they say what he did, or was it just kind of like a secret?
No, he didn't. They didn't say what he did. He just said he walked into a warehouse, saw a piano, and then he said, and it changed my life forever. So I want to know, what did he do in there? Did he sit down and play? Did he leave and come back and play it because it was abandoned? Did he take that piano home? Like, those are things that I would want to know.
Yeah.
Because I think the guy's walking music. I think the guy's a genius. So if you ever get an opportunity, maybe you could, if it's okay with your parents, maybe you guys can watch the Quincy Jones documentary. It's very, very good.
I've heard of Quincy Jones.
Yeah. And now, as far as musicians, if you had an opportunity to record with a musician, alive or deceased, who would it be?
Man, it's hard because I have all these like rappers, singers, and stuff.
Give me as many names as you want. It could be any genre of music.
Eminem, probably.
Okay.
Would be cool.
Okay. Say he does a rap with you. Who else? Give me a couple of more names. Let me throw some names out there. Would you be okay with recording with Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. What about, because you mentioned earlier, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana?
Oh yeah, man, that would be cool.
Okay. Any other names like that?
Trying to get it out.
Take your time.
Timbaland, probably.
Okay, Timbaland. Now, what do you know about Timbaland? You're 10 years old, so you're kind of like shocking me. Like, what is it about Timbaland that you like?
That he's like one of the greatest producers ever.
Okay. So you actually, the thing that I like about your music, if you will, knowledge is that you actually know who produced these songs. There's a lot of people that just like a song from somebody and never really look at their credits and who produced it, who was the drummer, who was
like at the back of the record case thing.
Yes. I think that's very, very important. So now, how far does Little Comic want to go with this? As far as, do you see yourself, like, is your goal to maybe one day sign a record deal? Is your goal to travel and tour the world? Like, where do you see yourself?
So I want to use my platform to spread the word of God.
Really? That's awesome. What encourage you and motivate you to spread the word of God through music? Is it through music or is it through you just speaking?
I think it would be through speaking during performances and stuff like that.
Okay. So you want to encourage and bless other people to draw closer to God?
Yes.
Okay. That's a good thing. I think that's a really, really good thing. That's a very good, positive thing. I know with most people, it wouldn't be so popular, but you know what? You don't have to worry about them. If you feel that God is leading and guiding you, then you continue to go forward.
Yeah, in my opinion, like, God, like, helped me throughout, like, the whole thing. Like, in my opinion, I wouldn't be here, like, without him.
Right.
Like, because, like, it all started, with God, like, in my opinion, like I said.
Yes.
It just got in my mind to play drums and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: do you come from a big family? Do you have a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters?
Not a lot of sisters, but a lot of brothers.
Really? Okay. Okay. And how do they feel about your music?
They feel pretty like they feel pretty awesome about it.
Yeah.
Like they're like stoked.
Are any of them also musicians at all?
No, like if you want to count them playing Guitar Hero or something like that, you can. But
Right, right. Well, I used to play Guitar Hero, but I didn't consider myself a musician. Just like I used to play John Madden football, but I didn't consider myself a football player.
and then I've played a lot of Wii Sports baseball,
Okay,
but I'm not good at real baseball.
okay, okay. Now, so in 10 years from now, where do you see Little Comic?
A star?
Okay. And is that your goal?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've seen a couple of your videos. And when I saw it, I thought to myself, this kid seems like a natural. You just look so comfortable doing it. I can't even get my grandbabies who are 6 to count to 10, without being shy. But you look so natural at doing it. Did it take work to do that, or was it just something that you just said, I got this, Dad, let's go?
I got this, Dad. Let's go.
Really?
Yeah. It really just happened on its own type of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as dancing is concerned, when you perform, is there dancing involved?
Yes.
Now, who inspired those dance moves or you dancing, period?
Well, my dad was a break dancer, so I guess you could say that he inspired me.
Was your dad any good at breakdancing, do you think?
Yes.
Really? I used to be a breakdancer too, so we're probably going to go against each other after this. Now, I was too tall to breakdance, to be honest with you. I was clumsy, but I did it. So did he ever show you some of his moves?
Yeah, like, you know, like he showed me, like, I don't know how, but we went to like this break dancing thing, and it was like, where you could talk to, I don't know, NASA and stuff, and talk to aliens, I guess. But basically, they had like this breakdancing thing, and one of his breakdancing friends said, "Hey, I'm gonna restore this VHS tape of you breakdancing," and then boom, the next thing that you know, like it's on YouTube and stuff. Now me and my dad could watch him breakdance, and that was like when he like showed me that like the videos of him breakdancing and stuff.
And do you think that inspired you? Like, I'm going to incorporate dancing with my music?
Yeah.
Okay, do you ever feel embarrassed out there dancing and singing when you're in front of people?
No.
Nervous at all?
Well, like if you're talking about like shows at
Yes.
the very beginning, I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm not trying to leak anything about the shows.
Correct, yes.
I'm just trying to like make them have a good time when they're at the real show.
Right.
So, like there's like this, and it's like it gets me nervous because it's like this is it. Do your best, and then whenever that thing stops and the song actually starts playing, that's when I say, this doesn't even embarrass me at all.
Right, right. It's almost like something in you turns on in a sense where like showtime. Okay. I get it. I get it.
Don't even get out of breath. Like for some reason, when we're practicing at home, I always get out of breath for some reason. But when I'm at the show, I don't lose any breath.
It's a totally different energy.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have you seen any performers, like whether they're rock bands, whether they're rappers, or whether they're R&B artists, pop artists, etc.? Have you ever seen any artist that really stood out to you that you said, "Wow, great performance"?
So there was like 2 live shows that I went to,
Uh-huh.
like concerts and stuff, and Coldplay and the Beatles. I think that's the only 2 I've been to. So those both were so good. And I would say that the Beatles performance, which is Paul McCartney, um, you know, I'm just gonna say it. That was probably better than Coldplay, which because we did see Coldplay and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. Now, since I believe you're such a natural when it comes to your videos, when you first started shooting your videos, like your actual videos that you guys put out, were you nervous at all for those?
No.
So then, who records your video? Is it your dad? Do you guys have a team? How does that work?
My dad records me, and I edit the videos.
You edit the videos?
Yeah, like for a long time, he just used to do it in iMovie.
Okay.
And I said, man, that's whack, man.
I do iMovie, bro. I do iMovie. Maybe it's just for us old guys, but I do iMovie.
Like,
why is it whack, bro?
Well, you could do a lot with it, but in my opinion, it was just like too simple.
Okay, see, I like simple.
It was kind of like, in my opinion, a little limiting.
It is.
I went to CapCut, and I'm just saying, I don't like the CapCut desktop version that you download to your computer. I've used it once, and it's pretty bad. Like
Really?
I don't know if I'm just like, if I'm just doing it wrong or something, but it's not good like on the phone.
We create videos here with CapCut, so you're saying that we're whack too? I'm only playing. Have you tried Final Cut?
Final Cut?
Yeah.
No, cause like I think the only time that I've been like introduced to editing is like those videos on like TikTok and stuff, and they edit the videos and they say this video is edited on CapCut and stuff like that. So I was like, I wonder what CapCut is, and then I downloaded it, and then it was like, boom.
So you edit your videos?
Yeah. From now on, I'm gonna start editing my videos.
And does your dad think you do a good job?
Yes. Like he's pretty like amazed on what I do with CapCut.
Wow. You made me feel old, especially because I'm always whack. But you are limited. You are, especially with transitions, especially with you're limited. I have friends that, we edited my documentary on the Final Cut.
Final Cut, yeah.
I liked it, but maybe there's better stuff out there.
And in my opinion, like, if it's ever gonna become like the best of the best right now, I think it's Adobe Premiere or something like that. I don't really know much about Adobe. And apparently they're doing like pretty disgusting like stuff with their business, but back then Adobe Premiere was the best.
Okay.
I mean, it still is, but like with the security issues and stuff, like it's a little weird people downloading it, but people still use it because it's good.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk software as far as what programs do you use to track your music, to record your music?
So my dad has been using Reason basically his whole life.
Okay.
And I think that from what I know, like he hasn't tried like anything else from Reason.
Let me guess, Reason's is whack.
Well, like I wouldn't say Reason is whack. It's just that people sadly forgot about it, and like what I think happened was they created so many good sounds. Like in my opinion, they have the most top tier sounds. I haven't used Logic before, and they're saying that Logic is good, but in my opinion, Reason has the best sounds.
So you use Reason right now still?
Well, no, I use Fruity Loops or FL Studio.
And you know how to use that?
Yes, I learned by myself. So basically, I mean, there was no YouTube video to show me how to use it. So I just kind of figured it out on my own. Well, actually, like there was this video because I found this like game that I was playing for a long time, and it was created by this single developer. So the one guy that made it, like most of the stuff that he used to make the music was online already for you to download free. So like people took advantage of that, and you could create one-to-one copies of the songs in FL Studio because that apparently he did use FL Studio to make his songs. So I kind of just like went off of their like a YouTube tutorial on like how to create a battle theme .mp3 on FL Studio, and that's kind of just how I learned how to use FL Studio, was just recreating songs. So, and now that I'm like actually creating like the real stuff, like hip hop and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's definitely impacted. Like, I wouldn't be able to do anything on FL Studio without those tutorials, because it was just like there's a lot of stuff. It's like it could be a tough interface for some new people. So back to Reason, they have the most top tier sounds, and they said, and we have so many good sounds that we don't even need to have virtual instrument support. And if you like, I don't know if you know what virtual instrument like is.
No, I really don't.
So it's like a file. It could be like a DLL file, a VST file, or something like that. I'm not like the biggest computer guy, so I don't really know about that stuff and
Right.
how those things work. But basically, you could just import them into any music making software. Like, it's completely compatible with anything. So if anybody makes like a song with only plugins from the internet, then you could just recreate it in any music software. So that's what that is. So they just said, you know what, we're not going to put VST support in our music making software, and people were like nagging them even at the beginning, because they didn't even have recording like on vocals yet.
Wow.
So people were kind of mad at them, and then they all turned away from Reason, and that's why they got forgotten, is because they took so long to make VST support on their music. Now, does that mean that it's a dead DAW? No, because actually there's one plus side to it, is that Reason is the VST now. Like, it's crazy, because they created this thing called the Reason Rack plugin, and you could just use that in either Logic, FL Studio, all of those music making softwares, and basically you have Reason inside of Logic or FL or literally anything. So that's what made it not dead. So you could still use Reason and choose like whatever you like, whatever other music software. You get the best out of both worlds. So yeah, so I sometimes use the plugin in my FL music. So right now I'm just kind of just only working on FL, and most of the stuff that I do with FL, I'm pretty sure, since they have the VST support on Reason,
Right.
you could do the same stuff. So that includes the drum machine thing. You could do that on Reason. You could basically do anything that is FL to Reason. Now, the one thing that you can't, that like Reason messed up on, is that you're basically like, I'm pretty sure you don't have to pay for the plugin. I could be wrong. It could be 2 cents a day, but like from what I know, I think it's just like they put all their stock plugins in there. So basically, it is Reason, the music making software, but as a plugin. But with FL, there's no plugin like that. There's no portable thing where you could take it to any DAW or music making software. So basically, if I use a stock plugin in FL, you can't get it in any other DAW. It's stuck.
You know what, Jedi? Can we give him a hand clap over there? Because this guy just blew my mind. Okay. For a long time, I was just using drum machines. I knew how to use the 808 a little bit in the 80s, and then I started using the SB 1200.
Like, are you talking about like Roland hardware, like
Actual drum machine where you
the pads,
the pads,
pad,
yes.
pad controllers, basically.
Yes. And then I went from the SB 1200 to the MPC 3000. So boom, 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 cap, boom, 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 cap. That's how we would make beats back then.
So did you stop using MPC or and like move to music making software?
Yes, just recently. That's why a lot of the stuff that you were saying I wasn't too familiar with, but I got one of the greatest teachers showing me how to use that software because I'm like, it's like me reading a roadmap to China. It's different for me because I'm used to just turning on my drum machine, loading up my zip drive, and then I have all my sounds and everything there.
Yeah, it was basically a turn on thing.
Yes.
And that's how you would make music and stuff.
Yes.
I've heard of a lot about MPC since Kanye, I think he like samples on there.
Yes.
So MPC is still alive today. Like they didn't just stop at the 3000. They kept going on with the MPC X and stuff like that. Like from what I know, they just released a new MPC this year called MPC Key 37 or 32 or something, I don't know. And it has the piano bundled with the pad controllers.
Yes.
So that's what they still have like these giant machines and stuff like that. Now, if you're like me, that is just like if you're on like a trip or something, MPC comes in handy because like I said, you don't need an audio interface from like what I know. So everything is just kind of like portable. You could bring it anywhere. You could just insert a floppy disk, literally anything. Well, now they actually like use SD cards.
Yes.
Not sure if you know about that, but
yes.
So SD cards, like you just put the drums, the drum sounds that you want, and then you go to the SD card menu on your MPC, and then apparently you could just play the drum patterns from there.
Right. Right.
So that's that they kind of like evolved into that stuff where it's basically FL Studio, Logic, Reason, all of those softwares into one thing, I think. So from what that's just what I know about MPC is that it's basically from now on it's literally just a music making software if it was portable.
Yes. Yes. Wow. That's awesome. I really, really am digging your knowledge, the information that you have when it comes to this equipment. Let me ask you, the name Little Comic. How did you come up with that name? How did that happen?
So, like coming back to my dad was a break dancer type of thing. His nickname was Comic. So I was born. Obviously, I was little. So Little Comic. That's it. That's the whole story.
Now, was that your idea or was that his idea or both of your ideas?
I think it was like my mom's idea. We weren't like too sure about it. Like it was even like before I even started making like music and stuff. They were like, we're just gonna give him a nickname and that's it. Now we weren't expecting it to be a brand name or something like that. So that was like the one part that was different.
Okay. Wow.
So technically it isn't just a brand name, it's just like a nickname and stuff like that.
Okay. Wow. You know what? I'm very impressed by you, you know what? And I wish you and your family well. I really do hope you reach and get to where you want to get to, in this, not only in life, but also in your music career. Now, before we wrap this up, what were you guys doing out here? If I'm correct, maybe you don't want to give out too much. Were you guys out here filming videos or what were you guys out here for?
So we already got like a lot of footage and I think Austin, so when we came back home, we reviewed the footage and then we were like, we could use some more footage.
Okay.
So we recorded just a tiny bit of footage in Los Angeles, which is where we are right now.
Right.
So that's what just happened. And then we went to a fashion week thing, I think in LA.
How was that?
It was amazing. So that's what we've been doing in LA right now.
Awesome. And when do you guys head back?
I think tomorrow.
Okay.
So this is my last time coming here this month, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe in a week because I'm liking it here.
That's awesome. Pops, is there anything that you want him to promote, anything you want him to say, anything you want him to share, anything at all? Maybe anything he didn't mention?
I think it's called Beat Stars.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. On the 20th, unless. Oh, okay. Okay. And this is this month? Okay. So you guys are coming back. Okay. Okay. What were you saying, Jedi? So October 20th, you'll be back out here for a fashion show. So if you guys follow him, maybe they'll post up the flyer or whatnot. So that way, you guys, anybody wants to go attend or meet him or take a picture or whatever, you guys can go and meet Little Comic because he will be back out here October 20th. That will be on a Sunday because I know October 19th I will be at the state line for that show. Um, so now, are you excited to be releasing, your own music as far as for others to hear?
Yeah. And another thing is that, like, I think you were talking about like a modeling show.
Hmm.
So, I think, cause like they reached out to me and they said, "Yo, can you create a modeling beat for the walkers to walk to?"
Yes.
So I created like two beats, and they are unfinished right now because I want them to confirm that this is what they want. I gave them two genres to see which one they would like, and yeah, so that's what's
Awesome.
we're gonna be hearing a lot of my music there.
Not only do I see you performing a lot, but I also see you producing and possibly even engineering. Okay. So, one thing about this whole music thing that I have friends that try to become rappers and it didn't work, but I saw their strength in engineering and they never wanted to. Well, they decided to do it and now they make more money than they would becoming a rapper. So I think you can be blessed in so many different ways, whether it be writing, whether it be singing, whether it be rapping, whether it be playing instruments, whether it be engineering, whether it be producing. I think you're on your way.
Yeah, so if this music like I was going to say like music wise, I think like cuz like the first time I've like ever produced a song was I think a song that I've made called Living the Dream. So, I think that's the first time well actually no. It was a song called Ain't It Funny, and that's I think that's the first time
Uh huh.
I've co-produced a song.
Okay.
And it could be even like earlier than that, like when I created a song called "The Boom" in
Okay.
like 2020. So yeah, like that's when I started to get like to the producing stage of
Yes.
kind of things. Because right now I'm liking producing,
Uh huh.
so I mean it's fun. Every single morning, I'm gonna do that. Like there's no stopping me.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you need to keep that attitude, and I like it that you said that you wanna bless people also with bringing them closer to God or whatnot. But I'm glad. Is there anything that I didn't ask you? Anything you want to share before we give our shout outs?
Uh, no, no.
Okay. Anybody you care to shout out? Let's do it now. Or anything you want to promote?
Gold Toes is the guy.
Okay. You don't want to shout them out either?
Shout out my mom and my dad, and also God.
Awesome. Jedi, any super chats? Okay, good. You know what? Let me give a shout out once again to Go Toast. Thank you for making this connection, and I truly appreciate your father and your mother bringing you here. It's been a truly an honor. I'm just still blown away by your knowledge, and I want to give a shout out once again to the Hip Hop Jedi. I want to give a shout out to B Scallons for helping me promote this. Also to Alex Cervantes Enterprise, and also to Forever Genesis. Other than that, Gold Toes once again, and Little Comic. It's truly been an honor. So I just can't wait to hear your new stuff.
Thank you.
All good. So thank you guys. Become a member. Once again, it's like $5 a month. I'm going to be releasing exclusive content weekly. Okay. And I've been doing it. I've been keeping my word. And Freaky Tales, we've been doing 2 weeks. And I'm doing 2 nights every week for the month of October. And I've already knocked out 1 week. So next week, 2 more Freaky Tales. And then after that, we're going to keep it going until the end of October. And I'll decide whether I'm going to stop Freaky Tales as well. So as the countdown begins, this is one of the 3 episodes. I have 2 more, and then it's a wrap. So thank you guys, everybody who liked, comment, subscribed, everybody who shared, everybody who became a member. Much love and respect. Thank you guys for supporting the show. So all love. Have a blessed night, and enjoy the rest of your evening.